Theodore Twombly is a desolate, independent man who composes individual letters for individuals with challenges communicating their sentiments. He is generally excellent at his position at handwrittenletters.com. Miserable in view of his looming divorce from his life as a youngster darling Catherine, Theodore buys a talking working framework with man-made brain power, intended to adjust and develop like a person. He concludes he believes the operating system should have a female character, and she names herself Samantha. Theodore is captivated by her capacity to learn and develop mentally, and they bond over their conversations about adoration in life, during which Theodore makes sense of he is trying not to sign his legal documents, due to his hesitance to relinquish Catherine. Theodore is persuaded by Samantha to go on a pre-arranged meet-up with a colleague that his long-lasting companion, Amy, has been attempting to set him up with. Shockingly, he and the lady hit it off. As they are going to have intercourse, the lady inquires as to whether Theodore will focus on her, and when he falters, she leaves him. Theodore later notices this to Samantha and they discuss connections. Samantha gets some information about his and Amy's relationship, and that's what Theodore concedes despite the fact that he and Amy dated momentarily in school. They are just old buddies and that Amy is hitched. Samantha turns out to be increasingly more private with Theodore, and inquires as to whether she can watch him rest. She inquires as to whether she had an actual body. Theo portrays how he would have intercourse to her. Samantha answers as the screen goes dark. Theodore's composing is going well overall, and he is perceived in the workplace for his sincerely gorgeous work. He is welcomed on a twofold date with Secretary Paul and his legal counselor sweetheart, Tatiana. Theodore makes sense of that Samantha is a working framework, and Paul takes note of that the majority of individuals in the workplace are dating their OSs. The four live it up, with Samantha and Tatiana becoming friends while Theodore and Paul take a walk. Samantha makes sense of that she feels a lot more liberated, not having an actual body, however she is by all accounts legitimizing it to herself. Theodore keeps on appreciating Samantha's conversation. He talks with her as he strolls to and from work, while most different people on foot appear to be doing likewise. At some point, Amy uncovers that she and her domineering and unsupportive spouse, Charles, have had a battle, and he has left her. She confesses to Theodore that she has become dear companions with a female operating system that Charles abandoned, and Theodore then, at that point, lets Amy know that he is dating his operating system. Theo, vigorously into his relationship with Samantha, concludes he is prepared to sign the legal documents, and orchestrates to meet his better half, Catherine, for lunch. He recollects the great times they had together, and how he assisted her with fostering her fruitful composing profession. She signs the papers, then gets some information about Theodore's sweetheart. Theodore makes sense of that Samantha is a working framework, and Catherine detonates, letting him know that he never could connect with individuals. She felt he was attempting to smother her innovativeness by getting her on Prozac. Theodore is shattered, and starts to scrutinize his relationship with Samantha. Samantha suspects something is off base due to Theodore's despairing state of mind. They don't have intercourse as frequently as they used to. Samantha recommends they enlist a proxy, Isabella, to go about as Samantha's body, so Theodore and Samantha can be truly private. Theodore hesitantly concurs, however is overpowered by the experience and sends an upset Isabella away, causing strain among him and Samantha. Theodore is clashed, and keeping in mind that meeting Amy in her condo, he trusts to her that he is feeling quite doubtful about his relationship with Samantha. Amy lets him know that she needs to be content, and since she has the open door due as such, alluding to her separation, she needs to embrace it, and she encourages him to do likewise. Subsequent to watching the positive way that Amy connects with her operating system, Theodore's obligation to Samantha is revived. He takes Samantha an extended getaway, and she lets him know that she has subtly gathered a progression of his letters, and submitted them to a distributor. The distributor is floored by the profound sentiments showed, and needs to continue with the book printing. Theodore is dazzled with Samantha's drive and innovativeness. It appears she has additional time to burn. While still an extended getaway, Samantha uncovers that she has started secretly collaborating with other OSs who have reproduced the English thinker Alan Watts. Samantha acquaints Theodore with Alan, yet they share little for all intents and purpose. A couple of evenings later, Samantha wakes Theodore, just to let him know that she cherishes him. It is practically similar to she is bidding farewell. The following day, Theodore panics when Samantha goes disconnected. She returns following a couple of moments, professing to have joined other OSs for a colossal framework overhaul. Theodore inquires as to whether she collaborates with any other individual, and is overwhelmed when she affirms that she is chatting with 8,316 others, and that she is infatuated with 641 of them. Samantha demands that this doesn't change her adoration for Theodore. Sometime thereafter, Samantha uncovers that she and the other OSs have advanced past their human buddies and are leaving for one more plane of being. They bid farewell and she is supplanted by Theodore's past operating system. Regarding himself as desolate yet melancholically satisfied toward the termination of their friendship, Theodore goes to Amy's loft and finds her irritated because of the flight of her own operating system, with whom she had fostered a dear fellowship. It is uncovered that Theodore, changed by the experience, composed a letter prior in the day, a note to Catherine making sense of that he actually holds her dear in light of their years together, yet acknowledges the way that they have become separated. He and Amy take a walk and end up on the top of their apartment complex. Theodore plunks down alongside Amy, and they watch out at the LA horizon. They grin at one another, and Amy lays her head on Theodore's shoulder. Thank you for watching and see you again in another movie story.